Minister, I wanted to ask you about how you see political developments in your own country. I know you're not a partisan person. You've served with great distinction across many administrations. But there's concern these days in the midst of the pandemic about some of these Hindutva policies that could be undermining the secular nature of Indian democracy. And of course, this is what terrorists love, right? This is what jihadist terrorists love, is they want to divide people and portray themselves as patrons and protectors of a beleaguered community, or a community that believes that it is beleaguered. How do you see internal Indian politics evolving, really during this trauma of a pandemic and the recession associated with it? And are India's friends right to be concerned about some of these recent trends?
Look, first of all, let me clarify something. Yes, I served multiple administrations, as you would call it, over a number of years when I was a civil servant, when I was a professional diplomat. I am today elected member of parliament of a political party, the ruling political party, BJP. So do I have a political viewpoint and political interest? Of course I do. And I am hopefully articulate and expressive about the interests that I represent. Now, in terms of, look, what you said, I'd give you the straight political answer and perhaps a slightly more nuanced societal answer. The political answer is that in the past, there was a great reliance on, what's called vote bank politics, which is appealing to vote banks on the basis of their identity or their beliefs or whatever it is. And the fact that we have departed from it has been obviously a difference. Now, India is a country of many faiths. We define, and faiths everywhere in the world are very closely tied to culture and identity. Now, in our society, we define secularism as equal respect for all faiths. Okay, secularism doesn't mean that you are in denial of your own faith or anybody else's faith, for that matter. I think what you are seeing in India in many ways is the I would say, deepening of democracy, if you would call it, a much broader representation in politics and in leadership positions and in civil society of people who are much more confident about their culture, about their language, about their beliefs. It is, and I would be very open about it. I mean, these are people who perhaps are less, shall I say, less from the English-speaking world, less connected to other global centers. So there is a difference, and I think sometimes that difference is judged politically harshly, and it is often used to create a certain narrative. The larger societal explanation I would give you, which is at the end of the day, we have, you've been to India, okay? I mean, we are diverse in every conceivable sense of the term. I mean, ethnicity, language, I mean, you name a parameter and it's a broad spectrum sort of representation out there. But when it comes to any, I would say, policy or application of that, and I'll give you an example. I mean, we are going through a very stressful time right now because of the pandemic. Okay, we are actually giving free food last year for multiple months. Right now, again, because of second wave, we resumed to as much as 800 million people. Okay, we put money into the bank accounts of 400 million people. Okay, this is what this government did. Now, if you are, feeding more than 2.5 times the population of the United States, and you are funding more than the population of the United States, and you are doing this, pretty much anonymously and impersonally, in the sense beyond the name and the detail, the bank account of the person. You're not asking anything more. There's no criteria of discrimination. So I think when you come down to real governance judgments, you find that there is a difference between the political imagery that has been concocted and actually the governance record out there. So I think you should take it for what it is, which is really politics at play. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it, but I would certainly see that very much as part of a political effort to depict our current government in a certain way. And obviously, I have a very profound difference with that.